What is up, you guys? My name is Brianna, and today I'm going to share with you guys how to get this really fun monochromatic look using the brand new ColourPop Making Mobs collection. And oh my gosh, like the packaging of the palette is so stunning. Like it has like this beautiful like watercolor effect with like a sketchy design on top, and if you're into that type of thing, you will love how this looks. And if you haven't seen the inside of it yet, I'm not normally into neutrals, but the colors in this one really spoke to me and just really drew me in. I love all the shimmers and like the deeper mattes. And if you'd like to see how I did this look using this palette as well as the other items in this collection, then just stay tuned on watching. And girl, I have the full collection, so we're going to do some swatches later on, and we're going to talk about all of the items, and I'm going to give you guys the nitty-gritty details. But before we do that, I would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button down below and gave this video a like. And also, if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kitten. So before we jump into using the palette, the first thing that we are going to be doing is, of course, priming our eyelids, and I'm going to be using my favorite, which is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So once those babies are primed and ready to go, now we can jump into using the palette, which, oh my gosh, like hands down, I love the packaging of this whole collection. It is so beautiful. I'll show you guys the other items later on, but like the palette itself has like this gorgeous, like I would say it's like a watercolor look to it with a sketched design on top with some floral. I literally have nothing like it in my collection, but do you see what I mean? It just is so pretty. Like this is definitely display worthy in my opinion. I don't know if you're like this too, but I always hate dipping my brush into a brand new palette because I just love how they look out of the box. But the first shade that we are going to be going in with is this purpley based kind of like lighter shade called Big Moves. And then using this BH Cosmetics No. 7 brush out of the Marble Luxe set, I'm going to be applying this right into my crease, doing these little circular motions to blend that upwards towards my brow. And I'm also using it to round out my outer V. And this is going to be acting as our transition shade today. So I'm just going to go in with a second layer just to build this baby up and see if we can get it a little bit more intense in color because, girl, on this channel we love really dramatic looks and I want my eyeshadow to really pop today. But like the undertone of this, like it is so pretty. I will say though, like compared to what it is in the pan, it did oxidize on me, so do keep that in mind if you do use a shadow. You can kind of see it just looks a little bit darker once applied. Okay, but I am so obsessed with this shade right now. It is so pretty. I feel like it even looked really nice, like all over the lid, like as just like a one color wash. But the next shade that we are going to be going in with out of the palette is a little bit deeper of a version than this, and that's called Big Fig. And the brush that I'm going to be using is one out of the Marble Luxe set. I don't know the name of it because it is washed out because I've been using this brush a lot, but it's one of those ones that's a little bit more on the pinch side, so I'm going to take it the horizontal way. And then I'm just going to take the shade and apply it right into my crease, doing back and forth motions. And then once you have that color applied, then I'm going to do these little circles to blend that upwards. And I'm also going to slightly round out my outer V. So I'm just going to do a second layer with this shadow just to get a little bit more definition, and also I just want to see like how deep we can get this shadow because I'm really curious and I love really smoky eyes. So once you have that applied and blended out, now we can go in with the deepest matte in the palette, which I'm really curious about because I love the undertone of it, and that is this one right here called Marquee. So I'm just going to go in with this little tiny blending brush out of the Marble Luxe set from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to be applying this right into my crease ever so lightly. Like I am barely putting any pressure on my brush because I just want like a little kiss of this color, and then we'll deepen it up in a minute. And I'm also using it to round out my outer V. But like that shade is so beautiful. And what I will say is like in the pan, I don't know if it's gonna show on my camera, but it's like a purpley shade with like a little hint of brown to it. So I'm just gonna go in with a second layer because I want this look a little bit darker and a little bit more smoky. And I will say I am going very, very light-handed with this shade again because ColourPop's matte shadows, like the deeper ones, can be very tricky to blend out. Like they do have a tendency for me to give me harsh lines and just be really tricky to blend out in general. So you just want to be very mindful with them, and I definitely recommend using them in lighter layers and building up the color. Normally, I'm not really into neutral looks. I find them so boring to do and just kind of like, oh really, like we're doing a neutral look again kind of thing. But honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with this palette and I cannot wait to see the full unfinished look. But off camera, I'm just going to quickly cut my crease and then I'll be right back to finish up the lid. So once you cut your crease and the base is 100% dry, now we can start working on the lid. And today we're going to be doing it a little bit different because I have been really liking this method so far. And what I like to do is blend out this outer V where I have this ugly harsh line first and then apply my shimmer on top. I've noticed I get a little bit better of a blend when I do it this way, so I'm kind of experimenting with it. So what we're going to do is go back in with that Marquee shade that we just used. And then using this ABH A3 brush, I'm just going to be packing this on in that outer V where that harsh line is. And then I'm going to start blending it inwards about 1/4 of the way in. And when I'm doing this, I'm like pressing it into, because if you start like doing like little circular motions or buffing motions, you'll disturb that eye primer that we have going on and it'll look like a hot mess. And like when I say like a hot mess, I mean like you're gonna get some like weird patchiness, it's gonna lift, and it's just gonna be real uncute. So once you have that done, now we are going to start working on the lid with some shimmers, and I kind of want to do like a two-tone shimmer moment today. So the first one that we are going to be going in with is this one that has like a little bit more of a burgundy undertone to it, and it's the center one right here called A La Mode. So since I can't find the brush that I'm looking for, I'm just going to go in with my finger, and when I'm doing this, I'm like pressing it in, and I'm applying it right next to what we just did, and then slightly overlapping it with that outer V. And I'm kind of just doing like this outer third of my lid. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's going to look a little weird because it kind of has like almost like a burgundy undertone to it in the pan, but once you apply it, it is definitely a mauve shimmer. So once you're done with that, the next shimmer that we are going to be going in with is a little bit more on the lighter side, and it is called Mauve on Top. And then using this damp and flat shader brush, I'm going to be packing it on anywhere that that base is still showing. And then I'm slightly overlapping it with that shimmer that we just applied, just to help blend the two colors together. Okay, but like that shimmer is stunning, and I love it next to that one that we just applied. Like it just gives like the coolest gradient effect. I just want to show you guys this up close, but look at how gorgeous these shimmers are. Like they are just so extra sparkly and so glittery. I am seriously just over the moon with this look right now. I just love how it's turning out. And also the shimmers that we just applied, oh my gosh, they are so beautiful on the eyes. Literally, they are so sparkly and they just have a really nice depth to them. But off camera, I'm just going to quickly clean things up a little bit because I do have some fallout on my face, as well as apply my complexion products, and then I'll be right back. So here's them at right now after applying my complexion products, and as you can see, my lips, they are looking so crusty. I am so over winter and it dehydrating my skin. I just want spring already with the warmer weather, but because of my dehydrated lips, I want to get rid of it right now because it is not looking cute. And also, we did get a couple of lip products in this collection. They are the Luxe Gloss. I haven't tried this formula, and I know it's a newer product for ColourPop. And with this one, they didn't come in like a duo. You have to buy them individually. And this one right here is called Figgity Whip It. And this one is a little bit more of like a deeper purpley pink. And then we got one that's a little bit lighter, and that one is called Check In. Oh, I forgot to mention, but on all of the unit cartons of this collection, they all have like this really beautiful floral that is also on the palette. So here's the lip glosses up close if you want to see the colors a little bit better. And the lighter one over here that has a little bit more pink to it is called Check In, and then the other one is called Figgity Wit It. I don't know which gloss I want to go in with, so I'm going to do some swatches right here. Check In, Figgity Wit It. So the gloss that I think I want to go in with is that deeper one called Figgity Wit It, and oh my gosh, I literally cannot say the name of that one for the life of me. But before we jump into the gloss, I am going to line my lip line using this Haus Laboratories RIP lip liner in the shade Drake. It's like a really deep mauve shade. So after applying the gloss and having it on for a minute, it definitely is not thick nor tacky feeling, and also it doesn't feel heavy on the lips, which I really love because I hate a thick gloss. I think it is like the worst feeling ever, and this one just has like that nice like lightweight oil feel to it. So the next item that we are going to be trying out is the Pressed Powder Blushes, which I am so excited for. I recently tried out this formula with the Sailor Moon collection, and that was my first time ever trying out a non-Super Shock blush, and they are just so good in that collection. Like, they are so pigmented and very easy to work with, so I'm super excited to try these ones out. So the first blush is called Catch My Vibe, and this one is a little bit more on the pink side. To me, it's not really like super crazy mauve. It's almost like a medium pink. And then the next one is called Coast to Coast, and this one is very cool tone, and I do want to go in with this one today. And also, we have to do some swatches, so here they are. Coast to Coast, Catch My Vibe. And then using this BH Cosmetics number 5 brush out of the Marble Luxe set, I'm going to be applying the blush right to the apple of my cheek and then stippling it upwards onto my cheekbone. And this will help give a really nice lifted look to the face, and also it gives your cheekbones a little bit more shape when you look straight forward. Okay, but this blush shade is so pretty because it's like a cool tone blush, but it's not like so crazy cool tone that it looks like a contour powder, because sometimes they do that to you and I'm not about that life. And this one just has like the most beautiful undertone, and it just pairs so well with the eye look that we have going on as well as with the lip. So now we're going to start working on the lower lash line just so things don't look so top heavy like they are right now. And the shade that we are going to be going in with is one that we used earlier called Big Fig. And then using this really tiny little Morphe blending brush, it's out of their holiday set, it doesn't have a number on it. But I'm just going to do these back and forth motions, applying this right underneath my lower lash line. So once you smoked out that lower lash line, now we can do my absolute favorite part, which is the inner corner highlight. And instead of going in with the eyeshadow palette, I do want to go in with this little duo right here. I know I'm going to butcher the name of it so bad, but it's called the Merci Bouquet. I took 2 years of French in high school, and I'm just so terrible at pronouncing anything. So let me know in the comments down below how bad I did. And with this, you do get 2 little Super Shock shadows. And the packaging is so nice too. I love the packaging of this whole collection. And then here's the little Super Shock shadows that come with it. So this first one right here is called Day Trippin', and this one right here is called Bloomer. Day Trippin', Bloomer. So after swatching them, I am going to go in with that lighter one called Day Trippin'. And then using this BH Cosmetics little pencil brush out of the Lavender Luxe set, I'm going to be packing the shit out of this into my inner corner. Like, I am really packing it on since we do have a lot going on the lid, and I just want it to pair really well. So I'm packing it on, and then I'm also bringing it underneath the inner tear duct area to open up the eye. But like, that color is so cool. It's like a lavender with like a little bit of a blue reflect to it. But oh baby, she is blinding though. I mean, like, look at that. It is such a cool inner corner highlight. But yeah, so here's the finish look using the ColourPop Making Mauves collection, and I gotta say, I actually really enjoy how this look turned out. You know, going into this, I was like, oh man, we're using a neutral palette. It's gonna probably look really basic at the end, but we're gonna get a nice look. But let me tell you, after I got this full-on look on, I actually really enjoy how it turned out, and it kind of almost looks a little spicy too, which I really love. But I do want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions about all of the products that we used today, because girl, there is a lot to cover with this collection. So first things first, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette, and girl, the formula of this palette is so good. Like, the mattes in here are so crazy pigmented, they blend out like butter, and also these deeper ones that we used, they gave me no problems whatsoever, which I really love because a lot of times ColourPop's deeper shadow formula is just really hard for me to work with. Like, I just can't blend it out correctly, and a lot of times it gives me a lot of harsh lines that I just cannot fix. However, these 2 shades did not do that to me today, so I'm really excited about them, and I cannot wait to use them again. As for the shimmers in this palette that we used today, oh my gosh, like literally they are like liquid metal on the eyes, and also they're just like super glittery and super sparkly. So if you're into that type of thing, you will love the ones in this palette. As for the Luxe Gloss, I gotta keep it real with you guys. I'm not a big fan of lip gloss. Like, it's one of those things I don't mind wearing, but it's not something I really gravitate towards. But this one actually has a really nice formula to it. Like, it is not sticky, it's not tacky, it hasn't even gotten on my teeth yet, which actually really shocks me. And also, like, it just has like a really nice lightweight feel to the lips. So if you're looking for a really awesome gloss to try, I would definitely recommend checking these out. As for the pressed powder blush in the shade Coast to Coast, oh my gosh, I love the formula of this so much, and also the color is to die for. Like, if you're into cool tone blushes and like neutral blushes, you need to check this one out. And what I like about the formula though is that it isn't super crazy pigmented. So it's more like a medium pigmentation to me, so it's not like something super crazy sheer, and it's not like super intense where you have to be really careful with it. So with this one, you can actually build it up to be really intense like what I have right now, or you could also kind of like tone it down if you want something a little bit more natural. I also want to say is that the formula of this blush is very blendable and literally foolproof in my opinion. So if you're a beginner and you're just getting into blush, or if you're somebody that wants to get into blush but you don't know where to start, I would definitely recommend checking out this formula. As for the Super Shock little eyeshadow that we used today, I actually really enjoy how it looks. It is super sparkly and super glittery, and it literally makes the most perfect inner corner highlight. I will say though, like when I first initially saw it, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna match the eye look or the palette, because it looks like a lavender with like blue little glitters in it. So it just seems like it would look really off with what the palette looks like, but honestly, when you apply it, it actually pairs really well and gives it like a little extra something something. So if you're looking for a really fun inner corner highlight or something really fun and glittery to use, I would definitely recommend checking that one out. I don't know how the other one works in the duo, so do keep that in mind. So when it comes down to it, would I recommend the ColourPop Making Mauves collection to you guys? And honestly, I definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're into mauve. You will absolutely love this collection, like hands down. It is such a cool little mood. And for me personally, I actually liked all of the products that we used today. I love the eyeshadow palette. I thought the pigmentation was really nice and the shimmers were super sparkly, and also it was super easy to use. The gloss, I mean, I'm not really a gloss person, but the formula is really nice on the lips. The blushes, oh my gosh, like the one that we used, super easy to work with, and also the undertone is absolutely perfect with this eyeshadow palette. And the Super Shock shadow in the inner corner, it looks so cool and so sparkly. Since we didn't do it earlier, I'm going to include some swatches of the eyeshadow palette right here. R&R, Solitaire, Big Moves, Bicoastal, A La Mode, Mauve on Top, Tongue Tied, Marquee, Big Fig. But yeah, so in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look, and also let me know if you're going to be picking up any of the products from this collection. But as always though, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a like. And also, if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kin. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!